Neither of us can bullshit the other one.
Enmeshment of their lives becomes enfleshment.
There's nothing I'd rather watch than a good horror movie.
The Thing, that's my favorite movie.
I need some, like, kick in my life.
Whiskey for the pain.
This is the first time you are both starring in leading roles together and as an on-screen couple, no less. I wonder what kind of challenges did that bring?
Not many.
It's true. It was wonderful.
Yeah, we love working together. It's just nice that we feel so comfortable with each other, and when you feel at ease on a set, you just kind of feel liberated to take risks and try weird stuff, and that's when you get like really kind of exciting footage.
I also just think we know each other so well. Neither of us can bullshit the other one. It brings out really truthful performances. And we also, you know, we really were hoping, I think, that the fact that we were a couple in real life, we've been together over 13 years, would really infuse an authentic history into the couple that we're playing in the movie.
The biggest nightmare in this film would have been if our lead actors didn't get along, because they're in every scene together. They're so emotionally and physically intimate in the film. When we have to ask them to be fully nude for a full day of shooting, they're just much more comfortable with each other doing that. When we have to ask them to be stuck together with a prosthetic so they literally have to pee in front of each other in the bathroom, where they were just like, yeah, no worries. Like, we couldn't have done that with other actors on a sort of technical, practical scale, but also just on the performance. Like, you just like feel this connection between them.
What movies were on your mind when you started working on together?
You know, sort of the whole pantheon of body horror was definitely looming large in my head. You know, all of Cronenberg's, probably The Fly kind of most at the core, because it's such like a romantic film as well as a sort of a grotesque film. The Thing, definitely, just because like that's my favorite movie. There's some design sort of from like the alien world. Also like some like early Shyamalan stuff. Like really, I'm a big fan of like Signs with its tone of being scary, but also like quite emotionally involving and having a conclusion that's hopefully quite like overwhelmingly emotional while still being scary and tense.
There's nothing I'd rather watch than a good horror movie. It's a strange thing. I haven't really fully analyzed why that is, because in my everyday life, I'm a very calm, easygoing person.
That's probably why.
I guess so.
You want that zing.
I need some like kick in my life. But yeah, I'm just a massive fan of horror movies.
A lot of directors say that main difference between horror and comedy comes down to the music. And I wonder, from the actor's perspective, how do those two genres feel different to perform?
Yeah, I actually think that's exactly right, because they are quite similar. You know, none of the jokes in the movie are like hokey jokes. The comedy is all situational, circumstantial, kind of through the horror moments that are happening to these characters. I think it was really helpful that Dave and I both have a background in comedy, and we intrinsically knew we didn't have to play into the comedy at all. We just had to play the stakes of the movie, and the comedic writing was already there.
What came first, the desire to tell a story about the relationship in a crisis, or the idea of making a horror film?
It all kind of came at the same time. I thought like, oh, what if you could make a relationship drama where their lives are so intertwined that the enmeshment of their lives becomes enfleshment. I thought, great, oh, that's a great way to like explore relationships, and it's also a great way to make like a body horror film. One of the things I love about horror is you can take something as mundane and ordinary as people in a relationship that kind of need to figure out their shit, and then just twist the knife with this kind of supernatural element and just heighten every piece of emotion, and what would be in a drama to be quite a small scene, and just amp it up to its like operatic height.
Which vision of the relationship resonates more with you? The one at the beginning of the film or the one at the end?
More at the end.
Yeah.
The couple in the film are obviously going through hard times, and our relationship in real life is very healthy. We are very happy.
But it's sort of nice to see that, like, through this challenge that affects the couple in this movie, they're forced to have to work together. Because of these wild circumstances, we do watch them come together emotionally as well as physically, and by the end, I think you are kind of rooting for them to stay together.
But even if you're not, that's okay too.
That's okay
I think many different people will have many different reactions, and that's what's really exciting to us.
For me, I think it's the one at the end. As bizarre as the ending is, I think that going through the incredible emotional and physical turmoil of this has kind of, united these people in this crisis, and they're kind of seeing eye to eye, and they're being more emotionally honest, and yeah, I'd like to think in its own way it's a happy ending.
I love you.